Now I'm awake, I can finally see life's gift to me is just to be. See the tears from here. Now that I know I am finally free, life's gift to me is just to be. I've been trying to please, always longing to ease, wondering just what it is. Guess I already know. Nothing I do will make it so. I'm letting go faithfully. Life's gift to me is just to be.
Welcome to the Let Theta Healing Inspire You series, where I interview a different Theta Healer instructor every other month. My name is Cornelia Thomi, a master Theta Healer and nature conduit who allows clients to deepen their connection to nature and their inner child through the oneness connection of the Creator. I would like you to meet a friend of mine who I met during the Intuitive Anatomy instructor training last spring. This is Nianell.
Nianell.
Nianell. Okay, I
I think
almost
it's
got it.
a nice listen. It's Nianell.
Nianell. Sonia Nel, or better known as Nianell, is a multi-platinum singer-songwriter, world-published Hay House author, leading inspirational performer, spiritual advisor, and transformational mentor. She is originally from a small town in central Namibia. In 2001,
Namibia.
did I say that wrong too? Namibia?
Namibia. Yes.
Namibia. Okay, awesome. In 2001, Nianell released her critical acclaimed debut album titled Who Painted the Moon, the title track of the album Who Painted the Moon. Nianell has proved that she is a multi-talented force to be reckoned with. It was with the release of her platinum and two-time SAMA award-winning second album, Angel Tongue, that she finally sealed the deal and manifested herself as a mainstay in the music industry. Over the years, many multi-platinum albums, chart successes, tours, best-selling books, awards, accolades, and even a live performance with Andre Bocelli followed, but something was missing from her life. From the outside looking in, it would seem she had it all, that she was flying high and living the ultimate dream. Nianell had a promising career, success, fame, fortune, a husband, and she was a mother of triplets, but with deeply rooted issues with self-worth, loneliness, trauma, and the sudden death of her beloved mother. She quickly found herself on a path of self-discovery and a deeper spiritual awakening in full bloom. After filing for divorce from her husband, a turbulent time of public condemnation and rejection soon followed. Having to deal with the overwhelming emotions of rejection and loss, Nianell took a hiatus from the music industry. During this time of self-healing and introspection, she developed new goals, dreams, and aspirations for herself as a teacher and spiritual influencer. Nianell is passionate about being of service to others, and for the past 10 years, she was adamant to make a success of her new journey. She persevered and now holds a PhD in metaphysics and a master's qualification and certificate of science in theta healing. She also completed various courses in sound healing, brain gym, access bars, and breathwork mastery. Nianell proved that she can always reinvent yourself and rise like a phoenix from the ashes. The lyrics to her latest single, Shine, says it all. Because I know who I am, and so I let the love inside me take the stage. If love can shine through me, then you might see it in you too. At 53, Nianell is the epitome of soul fulfillment, reinvention, happiness, and a celebration of her beautiful life. Help me to welcome Nianell.
Yeah, here I am. Thank you, Cornelia. That was a mouthful.
So I was wondering if you could explain to us how you got your name for your
The
singing.
stage name.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was born Sonia, Sonia, Nel, Nel. And then at the time, this is now many, many years ago, we're talking 30 years ago, I wanted to, um, enter the music industry in South Africa, but then there was already an artist, a few artists with the name Sonia. So I decided to kind of take my name and my surname and combine the two. And so I just took the S-O from Sonia away, used the N-I-A and the Nel of my surname and added extra L, and voila, Nianell.
Nianell. Okay, I think I got it now. Um, I'm curious. I got some songs from you, but I'm curious to hear your sing. Do you have
Oh,
anything that you'd
you want
like
to hear me
to
song?
share, or a part of a song, and then we can look.
Right, let me give you a version of a song that I remember many, many years ago. I went on to a tour with Dr. Wayne Dyer, an amazing author. And I remember I felt so inspired by his talk and got the courage to kind of go and ask if I could sing a song. And this song was really so important to me at that stage because I was in the clutches of fear for so long. So this is me saying, I'm alive, finally. So let me just sing you a little bit of it. I've been afraid for way too long, afraid to fail or to be wrong, afraid to be alive. But time has showed me who I am, and I've come to understand that failing's not the end. And now the walls are slowly crumbling, nothing's left to hold me down. I can finally see that victory's inside of me. My time has come, and I know I must set myself free. 'Cause I'm alive, finally. There's no fear controlling me. I'm alive, finally. Dum, dum, dum.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
I'm alive!
I'm alive. And I think it is so important to know that, you know, fear just takes that away from us, that feeling of truly being alive, truly thriving, you know. So I think we all came here to just remember who we are and what we are a part of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when you came up with that song, what were you going through at that time?
Well, you know, Cornelia, I've had a wonderful, wonderful journey of self-discovery, learning to forgive myself, having to overcome so many challenges in my life. But fear has definitely been a great obstacle for me in my life. I used to suffer from panic attacks and anxiety. I remember in the beginning of my career, I would you know, I would perform, or I would sing, and I would get an anxiety attack or a panic attack where you know, I would my arm would go lame and the side of my face would go numb. You know, we had to walk on stages in front of lots of people, and I didn't want to live like this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to be in the clutches of fear all the time. And I also realized that nothing on the outside made me feel less afraid. It didn't matter how successful I became. It didn't matter how many awards I won, you know, and how famous I was and wealthy I was. Nothing took the fear away. And this is the thing that was so amazing for me. This is where theta healing came into my life. And when I discovered this technique, I I could overcome fear. I could manage fear. You know, fear is something that is always going to be on the journey with you. I love what Elizabeth Gilbert says in her book Big Magic, where she says, "Remember, fear is always going to travel with you. But here's the things that you need to remember: don't let fear read the roadmap. Don't let fear call the pit stops, and definitely don't let fear drive the car." So for me, theta healing assisted me in the process of actually remembering who I am and what I'm a part of. And for the first time, I didn't feel alone anymore. I didn't feel that disconnect. I cleared enough limiting beliefs that could really just make me feel, because it's one thing to know that you're one and part with all it is, but it's another thing to feel it. And that is, I think, the benefits of theta healing, is for us to access those feelings. And then I just didn't feel alone anymore. And when you don't feel alone anymore, and you know that the creator of all that is has got your back, and it's your marketing team, and it's your PR team, and it's just your support team, and it's always there for you, then you kind of surrender and allow grace to take care of things. You know, and it doesn't mean that fear goes away. I'm still conscious of it being there, but I just don't fall into it anymore. I have now got the tools to create my own reality, to create a life without fear taking the center stage of my life. You know, and I've also realized, because of theta healing, that I was very motivated by fear. Whenever fear came knocking, you know, I created things, and you know, and now I don't need fear to be motivated. I'm motivated from a place of wholeness, and from this pure awareness and consciousness and love and joy from the creator of all of it.
That's amazing to see that light shining through, that love that you have, that from the creator coming through, and that um, I can relate because I had fear also running my life. I also had panic attacks and anxiety attacks, and it was really scary. And just to have like that external, like, what's going on? Like, and it happened to me later in life than I think it happened with you, but it still was very like crippling when you're going along at the when you're at like almost the top of your career, and you're getting crippled by this panic and this anxiety and this, well, that's not healthy for
No,
the
it isn't.
body.
It's not healthy for anything. and definitely and definitely not something that you want in your life if you want to thrive, you know. And I have seen fear, like you said, crippling, but I've seen fear steal people's opportunities, and just limit us in so many ways, you know. So for me, one of my biggest journeys was to learn how to manage fear.
Mhm.
And you know, with these beautiful virtue cards and virtues and downloads that we get from Thetahealing, I've learned how to download myself with courage and bravery, and you know, bravery being, you know, you just go forward. So it's a daily practice, and this is one of the things that I think we all have to. Being a Thetahealing teacher or instructor, master certificate of science now for about 10 years. It's actually 10 years, yeah, so it's wonderful. That I must tell you, one ingredient that I feel is sometimes missing, and is Thetahealing is wonderful, but knowing something doesn't change it. And Vianna encourages us to have that new life experience and to come in and apply what you know. And so I can honestly tell you, Cornelia, for about 6 or 7 years, it's about 7 years or so, I've practiced Thetahealing and really and taught it and lived it. But then I didn't apply some of the things, you know. So it's like you'd pull and release and clear a limiting belief, you replace it. But remember, this is a habitual mind. So we have to go and practice. A habit needs repetition, ritual. So only, honestly, to be honest with you, in the last 3 years, when there was a tremendous shift in my life in 2023, like end the whole of 2022 into 2023 was a tremendous time for me, where everything in my life changed. My children moved to Amsterdam, my triplets, and just before they turned 16, to go and live with their father, to go and finish school over there. Suddenly, the whole role of being a mother fell away. My dearest friend, who helped me raise my triplets and homeschool them, she passed away that January. My children moved to Amsterdam in June. My other best friend died in November that year, and my father passed away in December. And it was like the whole world was wiped out as I knew it. I mean, now there's like a whole new. And if I did not have the tools that was given to me through Thetahealing, I would probably have fallen apart and totally crumbled. But that is when I actually decided, you know what? I'm going to have to apply everything I know. Daily meditations, connecting with the Creator every single day. I spin and align my 3 eternal molecules that they teach us in DNA 3 every single day. I write 3 pages in my diary every morning, establishing and saying how my day is going to be in gratitude, end the day in gratitude. I started really applying all the things that we teach in Thetahealing and living by it. And that's when change started becoming imminent in my life. Because I think one thing knowing something, Cornelia,
Mhm.
but to feel it and to apply it, and that's where the magic lies, you know. So that is why I'm creating a whole lot of different things, because you know, sound is my thing, frequency and sound is it's been my whole life. I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, and not only just am I a singer songwriter, I'm also, because I'm clairaudient, I listen to the frequencies and the vibrations within everything. And so I do receive from the seventh plane. I go and I just listen and ask Creator, give me the sound or the activation or the frequency for this feeling or for this. So I'm busy recording a lot of sound that assists people in also just feeling that feeling. Sound is so powerful, it can transform and take you from one place to another place, and it really makes you feel something. So that's the program that I'm currently working, using my gifts with the tool Thetahealing to just create support for people out there, so that we can really just feel our oneness and our wholeness with all that is. And another thing that is very exciting for me, Cornelia, I mean, I can hear people's beautiful sounds. I can hear their frequency. Everybody is a beautiful song. Everybody has this beautiful tone, this vibration that is so unique. And that changes. One day it could sound like this, and the next day it sounds, but there is a thumbprint that's always there, but which is so beautiful. And to sing that, to be able to sing the beauty of humanity. You know, for a long time, I was always very perplexed. What is my divine timing? What is my divine timing? You know, and I could never really get a grip on it or get like an insight on it, and it frustrated me, and I felt a little bit like, why can I not see my divine timing, you know? And then one day, it was about 2 years ago, I was walking and I was contemplating this, and it hit me that I really came here to sing the praises and the beauty of humanity. I came to just be in awe and in wonder of this magnificent creation, and to inspire people to also become conscious of it, you know, because I firmly believe that we are already in heaven, and that the only reason why we are not experiencing this bliss is because our negative emotions, because of our limiting beliefs. And the more we clear what is blocking us from seeing the magnificence that's already here, that we are already a part of, and the abundance that we are already a part of, that is why I'm here. And that is but first of all, I need to access that within myself. You know, for me, that is the place where everything begins and ends. You know, be the change you want to see in the world. So, I mean, if I can access that joy and that bliss within me, but something that is really very important and that I've realized on my journey, it's not about doing. It's not about doing. It is about being. It is about being in that vibration of joy and of peace. Just by being that, you create change in this world. And that is probably the most challenging thing, is to actually be all these things that you teach, to be it, not just to speak it and do it and go out there and do, because, you know, we're human beings. And I believe that if we are in the highest frequency of being, that's when we create change.
Hmm. Well said. As you were speaking, I felt energy coming in. I was like, oh, look at that. There's
Yeah,
energy
tingling on the
activating.
gut. Yeah.
Because
Well,
creator's
I'm
like,
very excited for
listen to
me.
this. Oh, okay. Creator's like, listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this. And focus on this. I'm like, oh, okay.
And yeah, because, you know, I think we get taught that it's all about doing, putting the effort in, the hard work, and, you know, but I have written so many songs, and I've sent you one. Now, I wrote the one song that I sent you there. It's called Life's Gift. It's the whole line reads, "Life's gift to me is just to be." Now,
Mhm,
I wrote that song in the year 2006. When I write songs, I don't know what I'm writing. It's a kind of longing in my heart for something that I vaguely understand is and how it should be somewhere, but I just don't have the understanding yet. So I often thought of my writing as a singer-songwriting as prophetic writing, like eventually I will kind of go into that or become that in the future. So I wrote that song in the year 2006. Life's gift to me is just to be. Now, I often joke, Cornelia, and say, I know exactly what happens to control freaks. They end up getting triplets, and that is what happened in the year 2007. After I put this call out to the universe and say, okay, please help me. I know life's gift to me is just to be. How am I going to embody this? How am I going to become this? Ta-da-da-dum, here's triplets for you. You can have triplets, and then we see if you can control anything after this. You know, because you only have two hands. And I knew that the creator probably thought if we give her twins, she can still manage that. But triplets is a little bit harder because you only have two hands, you know, and that's where you truly learn to ask for help, to let go, to trust. You know, and I remember when I actually went for, because I became pregnant naturally. I stopped the contraceptive, and 1 month later, I was pregnant with triplets. And I remember when the doctor was telling me about you know, I went for my first sonar, and she says, "Oh wow, you have triplets," and I was like, I was so amazed. I always knew that I was going to have two babies at the same time. I knew I was going to have three children, and I knew two were going to be twins. But I was a little bit bowled over when it was triplets. Okay, and so I fell in love with all three already.
mhm,
And after telling everybody the great news that night, I started remembering what the doctor said that morning of everything that could go wrong with this
mm,
pregnancy, because it's a high risk pregnancy. And I was terrified the whole night. I couldn't sleep. And the next morning, one of my cousins just happened to send me this video in the womb. It was on Discovery Channel. I remember watching this video. And in the end, it was about triplets and quadruplets, and it just goes, goes on like this. And I watched this whole program, and in the end, the person, the narrator, he said, it doesn't matter whether it's one baby, two or three or four, it doesn't matter. This remains a miracle and is ultimately not in our hands. And something happened to me in that moment. It's like I just surrendered. And I knew that I was not going to be able to control this. I can do my best, but I can't control this. And I used to say this all the time, Cornelia. I used to say, why do I get it right with the triplets? I can always let go there. It's like I didn't have trouble with that at all. But in my career and in my business, I would like, because there I'm controlling. And only now in the last year of my life am I really learning how to apply what I knew with the triplets and let the creator take you. It's like it's a part of me was going to still say, creator, just hang on. I've got this one. I'll take care of this one. And that's when you suffer. That's when things become so much harder. And it's that beautiful balance between knowing when to take action and when to allow, So taking action from inspiration, but not desperation. And then that deep trust that all is well and all is taken care of. And that is what I've been practicing in the last year. And it is so freeing, so freeing.
Mm-hmm. It sounds very peaceful. It sounds like you are able just to do whatever if your body feels tired, you rest. If your body feels like it wants action, then you move. Um,
But I think the resting part, Cornelia, does need some more focusing. I can definitely rest a little bit more, but it's a deep understanding that no matter what, it's going to be okay. I know it here now. So now we're just applying it. Now we're just practicing that. Just in the last week, I've just completed my third book. And I said to the creator, okay, creator, I've finished this book. What do I do with the publishing now? Okay, where do I publish this? And then I go to a 2-year-old birthday party for a 2-year-old, and suddenly I meet a connection that can connect me with this, connect me with that. Just today I was like, okay, creator, I'm working on writing something here. I need this. Then a friend comes over and tells me about this, and so this is something that I neglected to do. That with the little things, say, creator, okay, I need to do this. How do I do this? What is the possibilities in this? And just ask. And then suddenly I'm like, look at this, all I ever had to do was just ask, and something will happen. And then let it go, because it is going to happen. And then, but yeah, the resting part, I'm definitely getting better at it. Let me put it that way. And it's something to strive for more.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I've
Do
been
you allow yourself to rest, Cornelia?
I don't know about that one. Sometimes I like sit on the couch and look at the trees. Um,
Yeah.
I
There's a thing about you can sit on the couch looking at the trees, but still not rest. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
mind's so busy. But really, just you know, m- mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know I could definitely work on that a little bit more. I know that I've been doing some theta nature experiences with like
Oh
Chinese
wow.
translation with Huey, and I I don't know, like they've been going quite well, and Creator guides the whole thing, and we just go into theta and we just go through the body and we just see what the body wants, see what your inner child wants, see what nature around you wants. And a lot
Oh
of
wow.
times it just gives people permission to lay down and sleep, or it
I
gives people
love that.
permission. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so, and it's interesting that the theme, I mean, sometimes we plan what we're gonna ask, but then sometimes interviews, I've done interviews like
Mhm.
this is my life. But what is interesting, if you think about the interview and where we're heading now, it's talking a lot. We've been mentioning it about rest, beingness, stop doing, letting go and trusting. And when will we lay down and rest? Because when we truly trust, when we know that everything is taken care of, I have 53 years of proof that things always work out for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm reminding myself of that every day. Every day I go, you have 53 years of proof that things will work out. Things will work out. They have worked out for 53 years. You got to trust that. You got to let go. You got to trust. If I forget, I bring up the proof. So there it is.
Exactly. Like there's so much, even for me, like everything is working out. I'm like sometimes I think we all get in our heads and start worrying or getting that let that fear monster come back or whatever, and telling us that all these things that are a lot of lies usually, and then we just have to be like, hey, stop, stop.
Exactly. Exactly. With a little bit of assertiveness, not kind of like I'm teasing you. I'm serious. Stop.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. What have you found with theta healing? What have you found that has really like inspired you? What have you created that's really um, like an inspiration to yourself and to others?
Oh, Cornelia. Um, in 2014, 2013, I started detailing around there. I, I I was still married you know, and I just don't think that I had the courage to choose what's best for me.
Hmm.
Um, and this has been an ongoing journey. And the belief systems were thick and many regarding that. Every time that I would give something to myself, I would experience punishment. But first of all, because of theta healing, I reached a level of self-love and self-worth and self-acceptance and an understanding that I cannot be of assistance to anybody if I'm not happy. And so I managed to step into that self-worth where I said, okay, you know what, I'm going to ask for a divorce because I cannot be my best self in this relationship. And it's not because of theta healing that I got divorced. It's because I learned to love and accept myself. Theta healing assisted me to love and accept myself enough to make decisions and choices that served my life. And then from that place, I stepped into the change of being a divorced person now with triplets age 6, and then they are now turning 18 this year. And then I received a whole lot of rejection from this South African public who were my supporters in music and in the music industry. And I received lots of messages like, God has written you off now. You are the worst mother. We will never support you again. We've thrown all your CDs away. And the more rejection I received at that point, I just realized, well, this is how much I have to learn to love myself. Because I believe when there's rejection in your world, you are learning self-love. And so I looked at this rejection and I'm going, man, I got to learn a lot of self-love still. I thought I was there, and then it was okay. It was good because everything that happened for me, I took, what am I learning from this? How am I growing from this? How is this serving me? What do I get from this? And this is for me the most profound part of theta healing. I was no longer a victim. Things were not happening to me anymore. I was taking every experience as a growth and as a lesson and as something that is like helping me, assisting me. It's always an opportunity. Everything that came, I said, okay, thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift. Now, here's the thing about a gift, Cornelia. You cannot open a gift if you haven't received it,
Hmm.
if you haven't accepted it. So no matter how horrible the gift was wrapped, I see everything as a gift, okay? But I know that I cannot open that gift if I don't accept it first. So I first have to say thank you for this gift, and I accept it. I accept it. I accept this gift. Once I accept it, without the need to know what's in it, I accept it. Then having it, holding it, being with it, that's when the understanding comes. And I think a lot of us wants the understanding first before we go into acceptance. We'll say, I will accept it if I can understand it. But that's not how grace and and the energy of consciousness works. You first have to accept it, and then the understanding comes. And so throughout my life, I think one of the greatest things that Thetahealing has taught me is to be in acceptance of everything as it is, with a deep knowing and understanding that even if I don't understand this yet, okay, there is something magic in it for me. There is always something magic in it for me. And so, so many miracles has happened to me. I mean, it's endless. I don't even know how to begin to tell you the miracles that I experience on a daily basis. Do you know, during COVID, I was in quite, I've fallen like many other people into fear. Okay, so now I had two homes. I had my house where I live now, and then I had a holiday home. And so during COVID, I was like, oh, this is terrible. How am I going to earn money? Can't perform, can't do anything. I'm going to now sell this house. So that was a decision from fear. And a decision from a place of fear and desperateness always leads to more of the same. And so I sold that house, and I got a substantial amount of money. And I remember, like, I was holding on to that money like this. Like, I'm sitting on this little boat on a vast body of water. Okay, and I have my little bottle of water, and I'm thinking, this is all I have. Now that is, by the way, lack consciousness. And I was looking at this bottle, and I was like, oh, bottle is going less and less and less and less and less and less and less. And the I take smaller sips and smaller sips, and the fear goes bigger. And the best thing actually happened when the bottle was empty, because then I just had to let it go, because I managed to lose all that money in different things that I invest in. Because the thing is that I told you, a decision from fear always leads to, and desperation leads to more of that. And that house has taught me, that was my education fee, my school fees for wealth consciousness. And I remember when the final money was gone, and it was like a punch in my gut. I was like, oh. And then you start looking around and you see, oh, good, I'm actually on a vast body of water. Let me see. I thought it was salty water, but let me take a sip. And then you realize, oh, this is fresh water. So the thing is, what I learned from that experience, and it was profound. The miracle that happened was I lost about R1 million. Now, in dollars, I'm not quite sure how much that is, but it's R1 million, and it's a lot of money in South Africa for me. Then, because of all the fear and everything, I developed melanoma cancer in my leg. And luckily, because of Thetahealing, I intuitively picked up that something wasn't right. I went to the dermatologist. She looked at it and she said, doesn't look dangerous to her. It doesn't look to her like it's anything, but let's just be careful and, do a biopsy. And it turned out to be actually quite a serious cancer already. It was, and if it wasn't for Thetahealing, I wouldn't even pay attention to that, because even the dermatologist said, no, it doesn't look serious. So they cut that out. And here's how I want to tell you how the universe takes care of you. Thank goodness that was taken care of. I look again at all the lessons. I just work on myself. What is this teaching me? What am I learning from this experience? What does melanoma cancer means? Through all the tools that we've been given, really transcend it, and then letting go. And I remember by the time I lost all that money, I have been working on myself so beautifully that I just went, okay, it is what it is. I just let it go. And it wasn't even a month later, some insurance paid me even more, a little bit more out. I didn't even know that I had this insurance. My insurance lady said, you know, you can claim for this cancer that was cut out of your leg. And just like that, the money came back in a different way. And it's always coming in the most unexpected and wonderful ways. I'm not asking to give me money because we always say in the highest and best way so that we don't get it from an insurance and from a cancer or from, you know, an accident or something. But here's the thing. One thing I've learned is it really doesn't matter what I do or what I don't do. I'm going to be taken care of. And I just have to trust that I can go through this process in a panic or I can relax, but it's going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm like, I trust that everything will be okay, but then it's still like I wanted to go buy a truck, but then I'm still like wanting to keep changing my mind as to what truck I want to get and when I want to get the truck, and oh, it'll cost lots of money, and I'm like, Creator, I know Creator will take care of me. But still, there's that like little voice that's like, maybe now is not the right time. Maybe
Yeah.
I should wait a little bit longer.
And so here's the most important question. Why do you want that truck?
So I can open up what I can do a lot more. I can do a lot more, have travel more. I can camp in it. I could go places. I could visit people. It would allow
Mm,
me to not be stuck in one spot, and I could teach in
yeah.
different places. And basically,
And
it's
you know what?
open.
And you know what happens, Cornelia?
Mhm.
Now you're gonna have to look at, okay, so this truck is gonna take me places. It's gonna like I'm gonna have to be able to see more people. Am I ready to leave this secluded, isolation, beautiful place where I feel safe and secure and padded and warm? Am I ready to step out there and explore and go on an adventure and connect with more
Yes.
people? There we go. Get that truck, the rest will
Get
follow.
that truck and go. Yeah. Yes, yes. I actually now I even got shown what truck it is, what color it is, what it
Oh,
looks
wow.
like. So and I'm
Beautiful.
getting that it's in
Oh,
like
yeah, your
two.
job is just to kind of in your imagination spend time in that truck. All you need to do, like, you don't focus about anything. All you do is you just focus on driving that truck, going to camp in that truck in your mind, going to see all your friends in that truck. That's where you're at. You shouldn't be thinking about the money for that truck. You should just be having fun in that truck already. And before you know it, someone's going to go like, hey, I got this truck. Do you want this truck? I really don't need this truck anymore. And then there it is.
Done. Okay, I will
Done.
be doing that. I'm going camping in my truck.
Exactly. And one of the most important things is when we do plant our seeds, the seeds of what we want to grow or, what we want to manifest, the fertile ground that we planted in is most important. And I think when we already get fearful, like, is this the right time or should I do it? I'm not talking to you, Cornelia. I also have my own things. The important thing is to fertilize this ground with joy and fun and pleasure and keep focusing on, like, that's the fertilizer. When we plant that seed, it's got to be in a foundation that is joy and bliss. Like I told you, when you make a decision, it has to come from inspiration, can't come from fear or desperation, because then it's just going to not work. So make sure that you just have fun in your truck, in your mind, until that feeling of joy is so big that it happens spontaneously.
Okay, I gotta write that down. Joy, spontaneous.
Yeah. So there's two driving forces when it comes to what motivates us. And the one is the desire for pleasure, the other one is the need to avoid pain.
Hmm.
So unfortunately, the need to avoid pain will always, take the desire for pleasure away because the need to avoid pain is a little bit like stronger. So I say if you can get that desire for pleasure bigger and stronger than the need to avoid the pain, like just just focus on that and let yourself be motivated and driven by joy and pleasure and fun.
Yes, yes. That sounds like where I want to be going. That's where I'm going, actually. That's where I'm going. I'm
That's it.
going into
That
joy
is where
and
I'm
fun
going.
and pleasure and less stress and less like,
You know, there's always a little reference if you're in decision making, if you're looking at decisions. Like I remember when I stopped the contraceptive pill. I decided, okay, maybe it's time for us to have children. I was 34 years old, and I remember I stopped the contraceptive pill and I was standing with it in my hands a week later because I got really afraid of being pregnant. I've always been quite cautious. Like I was very career driven. I was never the girl that went, oh, one day I want to be a mom. I was like, one day I'm going to be famous and I'm going to be singer songwriter, that kind of person. Okay, so my ex-husband said maybe it's time we have, maybe we think about having a baby. And I thought, okay, yeah, we're 34 now. Let's have a look. And so I remember I stopped the contraceptive, and 1 week later I was standing there with this packet in my hand, and I'm like, I'm so afraid of being pregnant. Maybe I should take it again, And I heard this voice in my head saying, if you do this, you're gonna miss out on something amazing.
mm,
And I didn't. I put that packet down. Now, a good decision, a really, really good decision, is always a fear that you have to overcome in the future.
mhm.
It needs trust. Okay, a bad decision is one that you make from a place of fear. So you know, again, you see the difference.
Yep.
And in decision making, here's what the creators taught me. Before you make a decision, first go to that place, that beautiful, wonderful theta brainwave frequency into the, so like we let's just do it quickly, Cornelia, if you're okay with that. We're going to just take a nice deep breath in. We're going to exhale into Mother Earth and feel our energy merge and becoming one with Mother Earth. And then we gather as much energy as we need. And we pull it up through our feet, through all our chakras, the root, sacral, solar plexus, past the heart, the thymus, the throat, the third eye, and feel that energy burst out of your crown in a beautiful ball of light. Just imagine the amazing color of this ball of light. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, imagine taking your consciousness up into the universe. Imagine going beyond the universe through many layers and layers of white, bright light, going up, up, up to more bright, white light. Through that golden space that might seem familiar, to another bright light, into a jelly-like substance, which is the laws of the universe. As you make your way further up through all these rainbow colors, start feeling this pink mist of the law of compassion pushing you further, and way in the distance you'll see that pearl iridescent, sparkly, tingly blue-white light. Shine through what looks like a door or a window, head up to that space, take a deep breath in as you enter into this beautiful white blue light. Feel and imagine what it would feel like if the energy of creation is tingling through your body. When you say creator, you are there. Take a deep breath in. Go deeper and go higher until there's just light and love. Feel that beautiful ball of light that is your ball of light just dissolving and becoming part of all that is. And in this pure space of being, pure consciousness, pure awareness, just gather as much love as you need. You can say creator of all that is. It is commanded that unconditional love be sent to every cell in my body, on all belief levels, core, genetic history, soul, and in every area of my life, and in the highest and best way. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Show me. And you just use your breath to breathe it in, and you feel yourself relaxing deeper and deeper. In truth, we have gone deep within ourselves to connect with that spark of God within us. And as we access this pure space of being and relax into it, let's just ask the Creator for a few downloads. Creator, Show us what it feels like to live our day-to-day life, feeling our oneness, our wholeness, our connection with all that is. That we have an infinite well of abundance, joy, love, peace available to us. It's within us already. Show us what it feels like to live our divine purpose, to feel whole and complete within ourselves. That this is possible and we have the Creator's perspective.
Yes.
Feels like yes. And if you want this download, just say yes. And we ask the Creator to give us this download. And would you like to know what it feels like to take action from a place of inspiration? When you're inspired action. If so, say yes.
Yes.
And would you like to know what it feels like to trust that all you need, want, and desire will be provided for? And then your job is to dream big, to ask, and it is given. Would you like to know what that's possible?
Yes.
And then you do know when to take the inspired action as well as dreaming big. Yes.
Yes.
And that anything is possible with the Creator. Would you like to know what that feels like?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, in this pure space of beingness, of this beautiful energy of creation, of the all that is, here's where you make decisions from this place. And once you're in this pure space of being, this is where you will know that it truly doesn't matter what you decide. It's what you believe that will happen. So the first thing to access is the knowing that no matter what, you'll be okay. Everything will be okay. Before even making any decision, you first have to access that feeling of everything is going to be okay. All is okay. I'm okay. Everything is taken care of. All is perfect as it is. When you feel that feeling and that knowing and that understanding, and you can just relax into it. Now you ask the Creator, show me all the possibilities available to me. And you feel it. If one of the possibilities makes you feel like you're going to take off and take flight, like you feel the energy coming from your solar plexus upwards, that probably means it's something that excites you and makes you feel good. If the energy is dropping, like from your solar plexus down to the root chakra, then you know, oh, there's fear. You don't want to make a decision from a place of fear. You want to make a decision from inspired, feeling inspired. And then ask yourself, is this a fear that I have to overcome in the future? Or am I making this decision from a place of fear? Now, if it's a fear you have to overcome in the future, it is a good decision because you're going to just have to learn to trust. And the Creator will take care of it. When it's from a place of fear, it is most probably not a good idea to make that decision. And this is a little guide just to show you how to make decisions that always start from the place where you know everything is taken care of. All is well as it is. Take a deep breath in and open your eyes when you're ready. And we stay connected to all that is.
That's a really good one. I'm going to be doing that later as I connect and in that place of everything is taken care of. Now what am I creating?
Exactly. Because when you're in that space of fear, then you don't really see clearly. But when you know that no matter what you decide, it doesn't really matter, Cornelia, what you decide.
Mm-hmm.
What matters is what you believe.
Mm-hmm.
because what you believe will create your
Yeah. Because your thoughts create your reality.
yes. So that's the only thing. Find out what you believe, with your manifestations. Get up and muscle test. Do I believe I deserve this truck? Is it safe for me to have this truck? Can I have this truck? Well,
Hmm.
does it serve me to have this truck? You know,
Hmm.
is now have a look.
Yeah, no, I think there's a little bit there around like I really like my car.
Can I have my car and my truck at the same time? Can I have it all? Is it possible to have it all? Yes.
But then there's like a little excuse in my head that's like then I have to shovel more snow. I'm like, really? That's your excuse? You have to shovel more snow because you have now two vehicles? Crater's like, that's not a reason.
That's not a reason.
No, that's just an excuse.
Avoiding the pain. Go towards the pleasure.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I can shovel more snow. That's not a big deal.
Get a truck that shovels it for you.
Yeah.
Big thing. Snow is like a foreign concept to me because we don't really get snow in Africa and South Africa, and especially in Namibia where I was born. I don't think it ever even snowed there. I think we've had some snow in parts of South Africa, but not in Namibia as far as I know. So, I've been to New York where I saw like just like it was like 10 seconds of a bit of snow. And I went to Montana when I went to go study with Vianna. And once we were there, but the snow was about to go because it was in the summer. So when we went to Glacier, I saw a bit of snow, but it was more like melting. So I've never seen like thick, thick snow where you build a snowman and that would be something I would love to experience.
Well, come on over. We have lots here.
Am I gonna come visit you, Cornelia? Then I can see snow and play in the snow a bit.
Yes, no, that'll be good. Like I'm doing a bunch of like retreats this summer, or I'm planning on it
Oh,
anyways.
cool.
And like well, I was like going to teach courses with it, like you and Earth and planes of
Oh, nice.
existence and whatnot. But I know that I'm going to be offering retreats at some point, and I
That
know
sounds
Creator
amazing.
has been putting that bug in my ear for a little bit now. So.
Because I mean, what is better than like you get to study theta healing and then you go to a beautiful retreat and do it in a beautiful place in nature somewhere, you know?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
how does it get any better than that?
Mhm. Yes, exactly. Because I'm like here in like where I'm living right now is beautiful lake that's like sandy bottom and you can see down.
Wow.
And
Really? Well, where exactly are you? Are we allowed to say that? I don't know.
oh yeah, yeah, totally fine. British Columbia, I'm like 10, 11 hours north of Vancouver. Um,
Wow.
yeah, in
Oh,
like
that
a
sounds
small
amazing.
town.
I'd love to see a lake where you can actually see the bottom. That sounds like beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you can come and visit me in Africa as well.
Yes, that would be great because I also have a client in India that also wants to see me.
That's wonderful. So you can go all over the world. So I'm currently in Johannesburg, but my manifestation this year is to sell this house and then move to a little place called Franskraal. And wow, once I live there, I'm going to also give retreats, and then you can come to one of my retreats, and I'll come to your retreat.
Or maybe we can have a retreat together at your place.
We do a retreat together. That sounds
That's even
amazing.
better. I think that's a great idea. Where
Yeah.
that where how far is it that place from?
Franskraal is like 2.5 hours from Cape Town, and it is beautiful. There's a river going into the ocean. There's the ocean, there's mountain, there's so many hiking trails. It's just like a beautiful, the most beautiful place in the world. And I'm going to be staying there by 2026.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm so grateful. And
Yes.
that's another thing, gratitude, gratitude. Say thank you, it's in my life already.
Hmm. Thank you for my future life. Thank you for my current life, and thank you for my past life.
Thank you.
Yes. Um, is there anything else that you Want to share about Theta Healing or your journey or any
So
last
what I
moments?
would like to do is just be gratitude for Vianna Stibal, for Brandy, for Bobby, for Guy, Joshua, Reina, all and everybody behind the scenes as well.
Mhm.
I am in such gratitude for this family because of their assistance and their work. It changed my life. And I just absolutely love and adore them. And I'm so grateful for them and so thankful for Thetahealing and for this technique. And I live my life sharing this technique with as many people. You know, I changed my entire career from being a famous singer-songwriter in my country, teaching theta healing, but not just that. You know, I do many, many different things, but theta healing has absolutely changed my life. And I believe it is a tool that everybody should have in their toolbox to create the most magnificent life for themselves. So, in deep gratitude to Vianna Stibal, her entire family, thank you for this work. Thank you for sharing it with the world. Thank you for making it possible for so many of us to practice and teach this modality. And thank you for every single theta healer out there, instructor, practitioner. Each one of you has contributed to my wholeness, to my journey, even if I've met you or even if I've not met you. Because of you, when you work on yourself, you know, you work on me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. That's the only thing, Cornelia. I just want to really say thank you to every single person out there that is doing their best, that is really wanting to live their best life and um, reaching out to assist other people. And if there's one message that I want to leave, is remember the changes you're making here affects all of us.
Mhm.
Start here.
Beautiful. And that will end the recording.
We shall do that.
Thank you again.
Thank you, Cornelia. This was lovely chatting to you. I really enjoyed it. And thank you for doing this and shedding the light and putting more light on theta healing. It's really special of you.
I hear you in the running waters. I see you in the blazing sun. I feel your essence flow within me, through everything and everyone. No separation, we've always just been one, just one expression, brought to life through everything and everyone. And in this moment, we're a song that's yet unsung. I hear you in the rolling thunder. I see you in the pouring rain. I feel your presence all around me, reflecting to spin one, just one expression brought to life through everything and everyone. And in this moment